Okay, so we are going to start with some basic operations, and we have to remember to round to the nearest hundredths when necessary. So first question is pretty simple, which is 12 times 12, and it's pretty simple. 4, 4, and then 1. So the answer is 144. And 82 divided by 2 is also pretty simple. You just have to cancel out by 2's, which means this is 41. Number 3 is also very simple, and it is 273, and I have to plus that by 321. That goes to 594. That's the answer. And 73 divided by 9. And just doing in my head already, I know that it is going to have a lot of decimals in it. And remember to round it to the nearest hundredths, because now that we know it's a decimal. And using our calculator, 73 divided by 9, and that equals 8 point, and that's a lot of ones, so we don't want that. And the hundredths is like that if we round to hundredths. Okay, now 4782 divided by 0. Basically, when that happens, and let's use a calculator for this. When that happens, it's an error because this is undefined. You cannot define this. And this one, 434 times 11, this is also very simple. 434, 434. And when we add that, it's 4, 7, 7, and 4. So the answer is 4774. 7 is just very tedious, not very hard. And it's 648 216, and I have to minus that by 4 4 8 216, and the first part is already canceled out for you because they're both 216, which is also for these for 48 2, so 200,000 is the answer. 738 times 0.1 is also really easy. You just have to times it by 1, like times 738 by 1, which is also like still 738. But because there's a decimal point one place to the left, that means the answer is 73.8. Okay, this one is 6372, and to minus this by 372, which is 6,000. And if you try to divide that by 2,000, that equals 3. Last question on this page is that, but since 53636, this is already cancelled out by itself, which is times 0. And if we use this calculator, then that equals 0. Okay, so we are doing a percent review, so we have to keep in mind that we're converting the following into a percent. And to convert stuff into percent, first off, we so maybe, for example, 0.6, and we want to convert this to a percent. So the first thing you have to know is that to convert it to a percent, you have to move it 2 times to the right, and that makes this 6%. So that's pretty easy. We have to just use this rule to do all other stuff, and The other things won't be that hard. So let's start off with this. There, and then I have to place an imaginary 0. So this equals 10%. Next one. This is 72.7%. And for this, we have to simplify this into a simple decimal. So we're going to take our calculator, and that equals 0.8. Okay, 0.8. Another imaginary 0, and that equals 80%. We have another fraction over here, and that equals 0.9. Another imaginary 0, 90%. This, I don't know why it's here, but this is 40%, so I don't have to do anything about it, so that's okay. So that's done. Okay, the 27.27%, then 21.98.1%, the 0.0001%. Okay, this one doesn't have decimal places, so I have to see here. Imaginary 0, we will move this here, which means you're adding 2 zeros to the end of this. So that's percent. The percent. This is 40%, so we'll need to do that. And 3/6. We can just put this on a calculator and enter. We have 0.5. Okay. Because 50%. Okay, 3/4. Enter that. 0.75. Percent. 3/20. Okay. And that should equal 0.15. That makes it 15%. Okay, we're almost there. And this is obviously 0.5. Oh my god, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, forget that. 0.5. And other imaginary 0, so that means it's 50%. Okay, 6/7. And that equals, oh wow, that's a lot of numbers, but we can do this. We are going to do this 2 places to the right. There will be a point right after the 5. So 85.714, and then 2857. That's a lot, but and percent. Don't forget the percent like I did. Okay. This is also very simple. 12.12%. Last one. 73%. Okay, last but not least, we're going to do some word problems, and the first one is Nate owns 3 dogs. So imagine, I just want to draw it for you because I'm a good person. Really misshapen, ugly 3 dogs. Okay, 2 of them had 3 children. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 ran away. So these guys ran away. Poor mom. This guy also ran away. So how many dogs does he have now? Well, we still have the original 3, and these kids still are here. So that means he has 5 doggos. Okay, question number 2. For every minute of Fortnite you play, your IQ drops by 50. If you play Fortnite for 6 minutes, what is your new IQ? Assuming you had 300 beginning. That is a lot of IQ points. Whoever this is, I am very impressed. Okay. 300 That's your total IQ, which is like pretty good. And every minute you play by 50. So you do 6 minutes. I don't know how you lasted that long. So 50 times 6. Okay, 0, 30. Oh my god, okay. So this guy originally had 300 and he loses another 300. He has no more IQ points. Kids don't play Fortnite. Okay, so a colony of bacteria inside a petri dish triples, so times 3 in size every day. And today it had 300 bacteria, so how much bacteria was in the petri dish yesterday? So it triples in size every day. So we have to divide 300 by 3. And we already know what happens. So there were 100 bacteria the day before. And number 5 is the same colony of bacteria from the last problem completely died out because it evolved too quickly. However, 4 bacteria are still left. If it doubles in population every day, how much bacteria will be in the petri dish after 2 days? So if it doubles every day, that means we times this, so 2 days times by double, so times 2, which equals 4. And if we times that by the 4 bacteria that are still left, we have 16 bacteria after 2 days. And a pretty easy one, a mayfly lives for only 1 day. How many seconds are in a day? That is very easy. If you do not know this, I will be a bit concerned for you. And okay, so 1 day has 24 hours. And each hour has 60 minutes. So 60 times 24. Let's go to a calculator. 440. And that's how many minutes, okay? And a second is 60, so we times this by 60 again. So there are 86,400 seconds a day. Okay, that's the end of my video, and I want to thank you for watching. It's not a problem for me doing these videos, but at least if you watch them, you will get some, just learn something new. Like, don't quit on learning just because we're in quarantine. And for that, I'm just really happy that you don't give up on your studying.